What's going on, guys? Back here for college basketball, March Madness to go over the second round, go over first round, how the first round went. We had a ton of upsets in the first round. Obviously, a lot of us didn't see coming. But Huff, what was your favorite upset in the first round?
I don't know if it was my favorite. My personal favorite was probably Duquesne, just because I have a bunch of buddies that went there, and my mom and sister, both alumni. They're not really March Madness fans. They thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, getting an upset, first time in the tournament since 1979, first win since 1966. So that was definitely pretty impressive. Another one. I was big on. We were big on Oregon. I like that one. That was upset 11/6. I know they were plus 100 closing out or
Yeah,
minus
yeah.
whatever, but Oakland killed my bracket. That Jack Golke, whatever his name is, that 3-point shooter. There's your 3-point shooter. The March Madness Cinderella story. Who knows what happens today? But everyone jumps on those kinds of teams. And then Yale, honestly, was the one that surprised me the most. I thought Auburn was looking like they were playing some of their best basketball. Obviously, didn't play great in the or didn't play good in the first half at all, and it was just not their game the entire rest of the way. It looked like they were going to have to backdoor that thing the whole way, and Yale just kept their foot on the gas and obviously wins that game by 2 points. That was another upset, but I don't know. What about if you had to pick one? What would it be? James Madison, that was another one last night. Grand Canyon, like there was so many.
Last night, three in a row rattled off. Utah State as well with the three of them. So actually, I saw a few guys doing a trend. If you bet $100 on every underdog, you'd be up $710 right now in the first 2 days. It's only the first 2 days, so obviously that trend is continuing to be profitable. But yeah, JMU obviously they weren't massive underdogs. A lot of people saw them winning. I think a lot of people had
Mm-hmm.
them winning.
Mm-hmm.
But we were obviously on the other side. Wisconsin did not come to play. Oakland was huge. I didn't have Kentucky going that far, so I kind of enjoyed that, but that killed a lot of brackets as well. NC State wasn't much of an upset, but it was an upset. 11
Yeah,
seed, big win for them. That guy, what's his
Burns,
name? Shit,
DJ
yeah,
Burns.
DJ Burns, absolute
Did
absolute
you see?
animal.
Did you
Nobody's
see the
guarding him.
Did you see the one analyst give him a ice cream sundae after the game? I guess that's
Yeah,
like a thing with NC State. And he
yeah.
walks right over to the fans in the first row and he just like gave it to someone. He's like, "Yeah, I might be the biggest dude out here, but I'm not about to eat a fucking hot fudge sundae after I just finished a tournament game and I play on Saturday."
That's funny. But yeah, overall great round. Dominating performances by all one seeds.
Yeah, I was gonna say no
Um,
one seed upsets this year.
no
I
two
didn't.
seeds either.
Yeah, I didn't see the I mean I didn't pick any 1 or 2 seed losing. The one that I did see, I was kind of hoping Marquette went down. That would have been a fun little matchup there, but Western Kentucky, they're just not that good. They were hanging around the first half, making it look like a game. Weren't they up at half?
Yeah, they were up like 7 actually.
Yeah, so I mean, good teams like that, they adjust and obviously they end up winning the game, but what, 87-69? What is that?
Yeah, I
18
mean
points? Like
they just went to work. They kind of proved their top 7 team in the country. But I mean when the top 1 and 2 seeds are playing like that, all they have to do is just play their basketball and they're not going to lose. I mean, if you're going to lose as a 1 or 2 seed, it's because you guys played like shit and you guys let them take over your style of basketball.
yeah, like you're the one seed for a reason. If Purdue plays down to who the fuck did Purdue even play?
Um,
Grambling.
Grambling State, yeah.
Like, yeah, just if you just play what got you there, you'll be fine. Like, they might not cover these 26, 27 point spreads, but I mean, they just got to win the game and move on. They're not worried about covering a spread.
Exactly. But yeah, we can get into the games today. We got a good slate today. We have 8 games today, I think.
Yeah.
So we're gonna recap 5, and then we can just touch on the other 3 that we don't really dive into. But our first game of the day is number 7 Dayton going up against number 2 Arizona. Games at 12:45. Dayton with a massive comeback. We had Nevada on the first day. It was our only loss of the first day. Ended up going 5-1. Dayton with a massive comeback. Do you think they have a chance to, with all the momentum that they had in that second half, to carry it over into this game against powerhouse Arizona?
I don't, and here's the reason. I do like Arizona minus the points. I do like the full game more than the first half, just because Dayton obviously gave up that big lead to start the game. If to Nevada, if that's Arizona, there's no comeback. Like then Arizona's not blowing that lead. A 24-4 run to end the game. Arizona would cover that spread, let alone not blow the game. So I do like Arizona here. There's definitely a lot of, like you said, good mojo, good vibes in that Dayton locker room after a big comeback win with 4 minutes left to go and move on. But I think this Arizona team's playing for something bigger. Obviously, everyone wants to see that Caleb Love rematch against UNC next round, or in the whenever it would be Sweet 16, Elite 8. I don't really remember how the bracket lines up, but I do have Arizona covering the spread today, minus the 9 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you on this one as well. I don't think Dayton's that good. I think that they probably should, they definitely should have lost that last game. But Nevada realized that they're in the Mountain West and that they can't win in March, so they just kind of gave it away. But Dayton moves on. I think Arizona rolls. Arizona looked so strong last game, and everyone was worried about them because they're Arizona, back-to-back first-round exits to 15 seeds. They're a 2 seed again. I understand it, but I mean that team is so good, and when they play like they did last game and then just tear apart these low-level teams, no one's going to compete with them.
No.
Arizona could definitely win a national championship this year if they just keep playing like they did last game. So
I actually am starting to buy into them a little more just because of that narrative that you just kind of said. Everyone kind of wrote them off. It's like this is a 2 seed that was arguably one of the best teams in the country all year. They beat didn't they go to UNC earlier in the year and win?
No, they haven't played UNC.
It was an out of conference game. Duke, who was the out of conference game they had that was big?
Hold on, let me look it up.
Early in the season.
Duke. They beat Duke by 5 in Duke.
I knew it was Duke or UNC.
They beat Michigan State by 6. They beat Wisconsin by 25.
Yeah, they're out of conference schedule. They absolutely smoked everyone.
Yeah, except for Purdue, but
they struggled in the Pac-12 and some of those Pac-12 teams started to catch on. But that's in conference play. That's going to happen to anyone. But this team's buzzing at the right time. Give me the Wildcats minus 9.
Yeah, there's not much else to say. I think Caleb Love will just kind of take care of business. I don't think Dayton can hang around in this game.
No.
But next game's at 3:15. There's a big gap there. A lot of the games are grouped together around 5 to 8, so morning is not very loaded, and the night slate's not very loaded, but midday will be a good time. But 3:15, we have Gonzaga versus Kansas. Gonzaga comes in as a 4-point favorite, I believe. Gonzaga being the 5 seed, favorites over the 4 seed Kansas. What do you think here? We know Kansas is a little banged up. They kind of escaped one against Samford last game. Gonzaga looked really strong. What do you think here? I have Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga pulls it out.
Yeah, I like Gonzaga to get the job done. I think Nemhard has a good game. I think the boys up in Gonzaga get going. The Mark Few in March, he just kind of seems to win these big games. Not big on Kansas. I had them losing last round to Samford. Obviously, that controversial call at the end of the game could have kept it a 1 point game. Kansas might not even be in this spot if that ref gets that call right, but that's with every game. Gonzaga, I have them beating Kansas as well today, minus 3.5, minus 4, however you want to look at it. I do like the Zags to cover today.
Yeah, we know Kansas is banged up. They didn't look very, very good last game. McCullers was a huge part to this offense. He's just not there. They obviously got Dickinson back, and he had a good game, but I mean, I don't know if it's going to be enough here. This Kansas team also just looks depleted. They look like they lost a lot throughout the season.
Yeah, they don't look like the same team that they were even 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, no way. I agree. Let's go Gonzaga here. Next game we have to recap 5:30 Michigan State versus UNC. UNC is a 3.5 point favorite, I think, which is a little low in my opinion. But
I was gonna say, is that a little sketchy?
These are my national champions, so I'm gonna go UNC here. I also wasn't high on Michigan State. I had Mississippi State beating them. They obviously pulled it out. Now you have 2 powerhouses going after each other. I think UNC gets the best of it. They have 3 absolute dogs on that team. Michigan State, I don't think that they've been gelling together all season. Their talent got them past Mississippi State, but I don't think they can do it here. What do you think here, Huff?
When I woke up this morning, I kind of liked the Michigan State with the points, but I don't know if I'm going to bet it. I definitely could convince you're kind of talking me into UNC as well. I've been kind of going back and forth on this game. I definitely think it'll be a very good or tight game to go with a couple minutes to go, and then obviously 3.5, 4.5 that can be covered in the last minute and a half of a game with free throws and how it comes down to. So. This definitely going to be a good game. This is probably the game of the day for me. I'm excited to sit down and watch this one. I don't necessarily have a pick on it yet. I'll probably get something out, but this is definitely going to be a great game. I mean, Hoggard's playing great for Michigan State. Like you said, RJ Davis, Baycott, North Carolina's North Carolina, but that game for Michigan State, when they were finding the 3 ball, I forget the point guard's name that's been there for a couple of years. Trayvon Walker, Tyson Walker, whatever his name is. But him and Hoggard, I like them up in Michigan State. I like Izzo. This is definitely going to be a good game. I'm excited to watch this one.
I think it's just gonna come. I mean, we know both teams have the point guards that can put up the points and move the ball. It's gonna come down to if Hall can guard Baycott enough. I mean, Baycott's the best player on the floor, probably most dominant player on the floor. If he's just gonna take over, Michigan State can't respond. They don't have a response. So it's gonna come down to if Baycott can just take over and do his thing. And I think UNC should honestly cover with ease. But it'll be a good game, definitely. Two powerhouse organizations going at it. But next game we got to recap. Number 7, Texas going up against number 2, Tennessee. Both what's the spread here? 7.5, 6.5?
Six and a half, yeah.
Tennessee is a 6.5 point favorite. Both teams commanding wins last game. Texas gave up 11 points in the first half to Colorado State. Never looked back, won the game by 22, 23 points. Tennessee took care of business. I think they won by 40 against St. Peter's. So neither team showing any signs of weakness in the first round. What do you think here, Huff?
This is an interesting one. Rick Barnes going up against his old team, Tennessee. Obviously, he coached for Tennessee or Texas until 2015. Got moved out for Rodney Terry that came in. So going up against his old team, definitely a couple years back, almost 10 years back. So not necessarily his players, his system kind of thing, but just more of another one of those March Madness narratives to write into. I like Tennessee to cover the number today, minus the 6.5 points. I think this Tennessee team, they're like I kind of similar to Arizona. They're trying to play, they're playing for something bigger. This is one of those games. It's kind of like a fork in the road. You get around this. Tennessee wins this game. 6.5 could be kind of scary later on. Like you said, Texas's defense, the way they started that game to Colorado State, but also I'm not big on Colorado State personally. I think this is a different beast that they're going up against today. So give me the Volunteers minus 6.5.
Yeah, definitely a different beast they're going up against today. I think the 6.5 might be too much. I have Tennessee in my Final Four, so there's no knock on this Tennessee team, and I really hope they get the job done. But Texas is playing great basketball, and their key players are really stepping up. That guy Abmas playing really good basketball. That the white guy with the high hairline, I forget his name all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's playing really
the
good
only guy I know on
basketball.
Texas is that Abmas or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's playing really well. We know what Tennessee can do. We know if Ziegler has his game, if they're shooting the ball, Tennessee's the better team here, that they can easily blow this game out of the water. But Texas has been playing really good defense. I think if they can just hold their shots to the perimeter, don't let them get too many points in the paint, Texas can just keep this game close, maybe cover the 6.5 points here. I don't love either side. I lean Texas, but honestly, I'm hoping that Tennessee can get the win. I have them in my Final Four, so. But yeah, it's the 8 o'clock game. The last game of the night will be number 11 Oregon going up against number 3 Creighton. Jesse, you have a spread here? 4.5. Creighton's a 4.5 point favorite. I like Oregon here. I think that Oregon going into the Pac-12, they needed a championship or a tournament win. They got the tournament win. They who'd they play last round? I'm drawing a blank.
Oregon, South Carolina.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They took care of South Carolina last game. 11 seeds plus 100. Absolutely no problem. I think they're playing really good basketball. Dana Altman. I think he's made it to the Sweet 16 in every single tournament that he's coached in. Guy just wins in March, finds ways to win. I think Oregon can maybe upset Creighton here. I'm not huge on Creighton. A lot of people are. I think they have a lot of weaknesses, and if Shireman's not playing his game, they can easily just not be able to put up points. I'm going to go Oregon here on the money line for the upset.
I'm on the other side. I do like Creighton here to cover this number. I think the 4.5, 4 points, whatever. Though I think they'll get that done. Kalkbrenner, Shireman, that trio they have with also what's his name, Trey Alexander. I like this Creighton team coached by Greg McDermott. Obviously, like you said, a good coaching matchup coming into this game. Creighton looked really good last round. They didn't really let that one slip out of their way. They definitely had a scare to start. Just kind of closed out business, handled what they needed to do in the end of that game to get that win over. I can't even remember who they played in the first round. I just know it was a little bit of a scare at one point, Akron. But yeah, so they win by 17. I like the Blue Jays today, minus 4.5 over those Oregon Ducks. It's definitely a scary pick. Last game of the night too. So yeah, I don't know. It's not my most confident play, but I like Creighton, and I think this is another team that they get past here. This is a good spot for them to come out and play Purdue in that Sweet 16 or Elite 8 bracket, wherever they would meet.
Yeah, Creighton and UNC definitely have the sketchy spreads today. I'm on UNC. You seem to be on Creighton. You got to think at least one of them lose, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We're in for a good day of college basketball. 3 other games that we just didn't touch up on that are going on today. Duquesne going up against Illinois. Illinois is a 10.5 point favorite. I don't know much about this 2K team. I guess they played well last game, but you even said this Illinois team. I mean,
Yeah,
Terrence Shannon can do whatever the fuck he wants on the court against
Illinois is going to
anybody.
smack them. Yeah.
I think that they kind of roll. Oakland versus NC State. We got a 14 versus 11 matchup here. I'm gonna say the Cinderella story keeps going with NC State, and they move on to the Sweet 16. What do you got here?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they move on. I don't know about a 5.5 point spread. That I don't know. I don't like seeing an 11 seed be favored by 5.5. That's just my thing.
What do you know? Is the Jack Golke luck run out, or is he gonna
I
have
don't know.
another game?
I don't. That's kind of like if he drains 3 to start. Did you see someone like the heat check shots he was taking?
Well, dude, do you know about him? Like, do you know about his whole thing? He has
What? He only shot 8 2-point shots all
eight
year.
2-pointer shot attempts all season, and 7 of them were under the rim. One of them, he had one mid-range shot from the from the free throw line,
Yeah,
and he
I did
obviously
hear.
bricked
I
it
did
because he
hear that,
doesn't
but
do
that's what I'm
that.
saying.
But
Like, were you watching that game? Like some of the
I
shots that you were like, he
I
was
didn't turn
taking
it on until the
shots.
end, but
He
he
was
was
taking
just
shots during the game that you were like, "There's no way he shoots this," and then bang, shoots it and he drains it. I'm like, "Holy fuck, they're gonna lose this game."
yeah. Yeah, because when
Like,
you're hitting those, I mean, he was walking up to the logo and he was just
yeah,
letting it go, and they were
yeah.
going in. Like,
What do
you
you
know,
have?
how many
32 points,
yeah, but he had 10 threes, 32 points. So he had 2 points
and
outside
they
of
were
the
free
three. I
throws,
think they were free throws. But he I mean, that's March. I mean, when you see a guy doing that and they're falling in a 14 versus 3
and he
matchup,
looks like
you could
Derek
already
Carr.
cake it. You could already cake it. But yeah, great game. It's gonna be interesting to watch him play again today against NC State. Him versus DJ Burns. But last game of the day, Washington State against Iowa State. Iowa State's a 6.5 point favorite, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
A lot of money on Iowa State in this game. Washington State looked good last game. Their big man, I'm not sure what his name is. I think he's number 13. Played very well last game. I don't know. I don't know. I think Iowa State could be on upset watch here, but then again,
I was gonna say I like Washington State here. I think this is the one where there's so much money on Iowa State. There's a lot of money on UNC, but even more on Iowa State. I'm just gonna fade the public here. Give me Washington State plus the points.
I'm gonna really hope Iowa State pulls it out. I think Iowa State, top to bottom, has a top 3 roster in college basketball, but they don't really have that one guy to take over. They're
No,
kind of more of a group
they just play
effort.
that team basketball. Yeah,
Lipsley and I forget the other guy's name. Shit, but they just don't go off by themselves. So I mean, this is a team that can definitely get upset. But I have Iowa State also in my Final Four, so hoping they can pull this one out. Other than that, looking forward to a great weekend of college basketball. Another.
you got any look ahead games of tomorrow that you want to touch on real
I
quick?
actually haven't even seen any lines. Let me look into it, something.
I'll just give you a couple. The first game's Colorado Marquette. Marquette a 3.5 point favorite. Purdue Utah State. Purdue's -11. JMU Duke -7. Baylor Clemson. Baylor -4.5. A&M
Oh,
Houston.
Alabama's 5.5 favorites over Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Yeah, I like Yale plus the 5.5 versus San Diego State. With the
What time's that game?
points,
I don't even see
it's the
that.
late game. It's a 9:40 game.
Oh yeah.
I like UConn over Northwestern. I think Northwestern and FAU. I think it was just a battle of shit teams that didn't want to win, and Northwestern just came out on top because Boo Booey. But that was neither team deserved to win that game. That was pretty brutal. I think UConn absolutely smoked whoever they were going to play anyway.
Yeah.
But Alabama minus the 5.5. I'm not high on Alabama. I like Charleston yesterday. I thought they were going to get the win, and then they went on like a 30-0 run, and it kind of ruined it for me. But not high on Alabama. I could see them on upset watch as well. Marquette minus the 3.5 versus Colorado. I think that's a ridiculous line. Kind of sketches me out. I guess I'm gonna have to wait a day and see what I really
Yeah,
think about it. But
that one was a little
holy
sketchy
shit!
to me, but I did have Marquette losing in this matchup to the 10 seed of Colorado. So I'm looking at
In your
Colorado.
bracket,
I'm watching that. I'm watching that line here. I do like this Colorado team. That +4. If it drops at any point to 3.5, I might have to jump on that before it gets lower. But that's definitely a scary spread.
I'm looking at 3.5 on the score. So we'll see.
Similar to that UNC, that what was the Creighton game, just kind of scary spreads, pretty lower spreads. But Purdue, that's another one. I'll probably jump on them the first half over Utah State. I think they'll smoke Utah State. They'll probably cover that 11 points as well. But yeah,
Duke JMU.
Duke JMU. I don't know. I'd probably lean on. I don't know. Do you like JMU's story to keep going?
I think JMU is just that good of a team where I think this is like a pretty even matchup, to be honest. I'm also not huge on Duke.
Yeah, me
Jared
either.
McCain had a good game yesterday.
Yeah.
They kind of took off late, but I mean, Vermont was hanging with them.
Yeah, I maybe would go with JMU here to keep things close. I don't know. That's one.
7.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad play. I like it.
Yeah, I like Clemson to keep things going. I know you were against them yesterday over Baylor.
I'm just not high on
That's
this
one I'm
Clemson
gonna
team at
go on as
all,
well
but
tomorrow. And then probably, I don't know, UConn Northwestern. I usually avoid those 14, 15 point spreads, but Houston A&M, another one. That's all the one seeds in that side of the bracket play tomorrow. So yeah, definitely set for a full weekend of college basketball. I think what's our record so far? Yesterday wasn't too great. Started off
no, we're
the week.
123, 84, and 4. We went 1-2 yesterday. Not the
Yeah.
best, but
Yeah, definitely need a little bounce back. The first day, 5-1 with a 2-unit winner on Oregon. Yesterday, like you said, 1-2. Tough loss on Nebraska, tough loss on Wisconsin. Really, neither of them were ever in their game, but
no.
just bad reads on both of those games. But Colorado gets the win at the end. They actually closed at like -120, and we got them at +104, and we took it that early. So that was definitely a nice move to take that one in the morning. But yeah, tomorrow, some good games. Some little bit better slate today, in my opinion. I'm excited for this Arizona game at 12:45. Like you said, Gonzaga 3:15. A lot of good games going on the slate today. Make sure you're staying tuned to the social medias. We'll get our plays out, official plays. I know Mackie already sent a couple in, so I'll have to get mine in, and we'll get some card plays determined for people to be betting on round two. For the slate today. Same thing tomorrow. Just make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. We'll get you some plays out for the Sunday slate as well. Other than that, Mac, you got anything else you want to dive into?
No, just looking forward to this nice slate and ready for the round of 32. Not many games left, so let's take it all in.
Yeah, you got any? Have you been betting NHL, NBA lately, or you've been strictly
No,
college
I don't
basketball
even
like me?
I don't even think I've looked at a slate, to be honest.
Dude, I felt so bad. I was gonna tell Ace the other day. I think he sent on Thursday. He sent like 2 NHL plays. I literally was just gonna send back like whatever you want to do, dude. I'm
Dude,
not
if you
even
just want to take over for the next
Yeah,
2 weeks, you're
yeah,
good.
like, I'm not. I almost said that. That was so funny. I was
Honestly,
like,
though, I
because I know
mean,
you're thinking the same thing. It's like I'm not betting the Bruins -1.5
no,
today.
no,
Like,
no, I'm not even looking at these games. Like, Grand Canyon plays Charleston today.
yeah, seriously, there is a fat NHL slate today. I didn't really dive into it
Great.
too much. Your Rangers up against Florida tonight,
I did see that.
-110 both ways. That's a good game.
It's gonna be a
Um,
great game.
But yeah, college basketball, March Madness takes precedent over these games. I mean, maybe I'll no. Arizona's on at 12:45. I was gonna say maybe I'll watch one of these 1 o'clock games, and I'm like, nope, Arizona's on at 12:45. Forget that.
I'm gonna have to click back and forth with that Ranger game tonight, but
Yeah,
that's about it.
that's one you throw it on your phone, throw it on the iPad. And
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And then yeah, NBA. There's not really a good slate today, but more NHL. We'll see if Ace has any NHL to get out to the people. We're definitely going to get some college basketball out there. So make sure you stay in tune. Social media, hit the books.pod on Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you're following the plays. Like, follow, share, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys, Wednesday? Today's Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday for our, I don't even know what that be, Mackie. What, Sweet 16?
Yeah, because there's 3 days off after this round. Like
Okay.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they don't play.
Yeah, then it's back to it Thursday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they do
Yeah.
that again the next week. And
Yeah. Okay. Because next weekend's the last one where they actually have games on Thursday and Friday. Because once it goes to
yeah,
Final
it's the
Four,
Elite
it's
Eight. It's
Saturday,
only
Sunday.
oh yeah, Elite Eight would be this weekend.
Elite Eight would be next Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're right.
But all right, yeah. So officially through round one, round two today, tomorrow. Like I said, hit the books.pod on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you're following the plays. Let's get some winners. Get back in the winning column. Like I said, 1-2 yesterday, 5-1 on the first day. What is that? 6-3 to start the tournament. So definitely on a little bit of a heater, hoping to keep things going. Thanks for listening, and like I said, we'll see you guys on Wednesday for our Sweet 16 live stream.